Hey everybody from San Francisco, here in, it's not quite sunny, but from sunny California. This trip is actually a personal trip. I've been here with 4 other women for Wisdom 2.0, which is a technology conference here, and what better place in very near Silicon Valley. It wasn't just about technology though, it was actually about the merging of, given how busy our lives are, technology with mindfulness. So mindfulness being present, meditation, yoga, some of those very mindful practices that we have. So yes, it's been very interesting, and I was thinking, okay, so I'd really like to do a L&D TV from here, and was just thinking about, probably there was some great speakers, there was some interesting speakers, and there were some not so good speakers, as with any conference. But one of the speakers that we heard was talking about this, it's like a headband what you put on when you're meditating, and what this does is it actually reads brainwaves to actually see how relaxed you actually are. And I do meditate most mornings, and rather interesting, my mind wanders very often. So what this does, this is an app that actually feeds back to you about how busy your mind is or isn't. And it plays sound, so the sound I chose was the beach. And I would have to tell you that there was a raging storm at this beach. So evidently the quieter your mind comes, the less the beach sounds are. So yeah, so I have a very active and busy mind even when I'm trying to meditate. And really interesting, so you put this headband on, it reads the brainwaves, you download an app, it gives you feedback, and then you can track your progress. So I thought that's kind of interesting from a wearable test, what they call wearable tech. Now we've got helicopters, from a wearable tech point of view. And then I was thinking about the other thing I'm using at the moment, which is, for some of you that have read our newsletters, I'm on a 10-week body challenge, which requires 6 weeks gym, 6 days a week at the gym, 6 days a week running. It's pretty full on, but one of the apps I'm using is called Strava. Now Strava is basically, it's like if any of you have seen the Nike apps, but it actually measures your runs. It measures, and it's got a GPS locator on, it can tell you where you've been, how far you've been, what your per kilometre rate is. But the amazing thing with that is you can actually add friends, you can see where they've run. There are certain segments, so for example I run on the North Shore along the pipeline, there's 2 pipelines in the morning, and you can actually see how you're doing against other people this year, this day, this week, against your weight, against your age, against your category. So it's really interesting. So and I find that really motivating. So I've now got a watch that basically does my runs, and it syncs up with the app, and there's a group of us and we all make comments on each other's app. So I was just thinking, like, with this new headband, it'll be here in about 2 weeks. I'm not actually in New Zealand at the moment. But I thought, why does that motivate me? And that's something about motivation, and any L&D blogs or videos I thought, on motivation, I think, yeah, that's all very well. I mean, I did a psychology degree and majored in psychology and education. To be fair, all we really did was cut up sheep's brains and make rats run around mazes. But it is interesting, and as I've been thinking about how can we make learning more interesting for the learner, and how can we actually motivate them to be a lifelong learner and being wanting to learn and continue to learn on almost a daily basis. So when I think about these two, this headband and the app that I use for running, and what's motivating about that, I guess there's a couple of things. One is that I'm intrinsically interested. It's a 10-week body challenge. I want to run faster. That's my intrinsic motivation. So there's something that's coming from inside me. No one's going to give me something so extrinsic motivation, where someone actually gives me a reward for doing a better time or doing a PB, for example. So I'm intrinsically interested in it, that's the first thing. And the same with the meditation, I'm intrinsically interested in meditating every day, because I know when I do on a regular basis, I feel so much better, I feel so much more grounded. So I think that's the first thing, is how can we get our learners to be intrinsically interested in the content we're presenting? Because to be fair, health and safety is not always interesting, but we can make it interesting. And for those of you that saw the 360 video from London, from the awards we went to and the expo we attended, I did a health and safety, it was a fire safety virtual reality, put the Samsung gear on. It was amazing. I can still remember every scene in that we did. I remember I got goosebumps because I couldn't get the fire out and the fire was coming closer to me. So that's a really good example. I mean, I'm not intrinsically interested in that, but it really tapped into a biological fear that I had. So yeah, so I guess that's the question. How do we actually make learning intrinsically interesting, no matter how boring the topic or how much they must do it? And I think we really need to think about that. The second is tracking progress. Like, obviously because I'm intrinsically interested in it, I can see my progress. So I can actually see that today I ran 5 minutes 30, but after my leg sessions last week I ran 7 minutes 25, for example. So so I think being able to track and see your own learning is really important. So often within companies we put their learning and their tracking, we hide it away in an LMS and we don't give them access to have a look at it. So yeah, so I think that's really important. How can we actually make their learning visible is another thing. And I guess the third thing, so there's three, I guess the third thing is that both of these have a social connection. So as I said before, I can actually follow people who are running, I can follow my friends, I can follow my husband, I can follow the people that he follows and make comments. In fact, I even connected with someone in the UK I haven't seen for 10 years. He's doing this crazy amount of running, so we've actually had this conversation about his running, so it was really nice to reconnect. So I think that social connection as well, and sharing what you're doing. Angie, who I'm here with, she did the news thing as well. She's very calm, she's yeah, amazing. So yeah, so we had a look at that and we had a laugh. It's like, oh, you're so much calmer than I am and I'm not. But look, I had 21 times where I actually brought myself back to trying to be calm, and you only had 3, so it was just a bit of fun and a bit of laugh. So again, and I'm pleased to see like a lot of learning management systems these days are incorporating that social learning and comments and forums into learning. So I think that's sort of an easy thing to do. But you know, how do we actually show them progress? How do we see that tracking? And more importantly, how can we actually make it intrinsically interesting and motivating for them? So would love your thoughts on that. There's some very good stuff happening in New Zealand, and if you make your comments below in the comments box, we're giving away a Fast Forward Your Business ticket. It's a 2-day event. If you're interested in setting up your own business, you think, I'm here, I've got a job, I really have a deep desire to be self-employed, have my own consultancy business. This would be, I call Roger, who's coming for the 2 days to run Fast Forward Your Business, which is about the top 10 business trends, which many of them relate to learning. I call him my secret weapon. 17th and 18th of March, we've got platinum tickets. What that means is you get front row seating, you get back access, we get basically premium, we have a question and answer with Roger, there's a whole lot of freebies, so check the link below for that. So if you're interested in that, put your name down here before the 10th of March and we'll select a winner and we'll announce it on the March L&D TV. So put that down, tell us how you're helping pull out people's intrinsic motivation to make great learning. In the meantime, it's time now to go to Haight-Ashbury, which is the hippie area. We fly out tomorrow and we're going to go there for dinner tonight, and don't tell my personal trainer, but I have been drinking wine, and hopefully when I measure in on Monday the results don't show it. But fantastic to be part of this community. It was very interesting at Wisdom. It's a whole different community. It's, you know, there was a lot of woo-woo people there. I'm pretty woo-woo myself, but that just wasn't my tribe, and it really made me realise and appreciate the tribe of L&D people we have in New Zealand. So thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.